Or just actually tallying up the wins and losses. But I think they're going to go off to a 4-0 start. They don't really have much out of conference. Memphis, at Arizona. At LSU is definitely not going to be easy, and then Bowling Green. But I see them going on a little losing streak. That 4-game stretch right there, I think in October is going to decide Mississippi State's season. So yeah, Texas A&M at home, Arkansas at home, at Kentucky, and at Alabama. I think you got to win one of those games to get over the 6.5. And I don't know. Oh, hold on. Actually, I'm looking at it wrong. No, I actually have them going. I do have them getting 7 wins. So I have them going 0-4 right there, losing all 4 of those games in the month of October. But they can still get to 7 wins, losing all 4 of those games. So I think there's reason to think that they can get to 7-5, because honestly, they could win one of those games. They could win at Kentucky. They could A&M and Arkansas both at home. Like Mississippi, and you got Georgia. I wasn't even considering. Like Mississippi State's gonna get somebody at home. That's a lot of options to A&M, Arkansas, Auburn, and Georgia. Like they're gonna beat 1 or 2 of those teams at home, I think. But I just don't know which one.
It's a brutal schedule. Like they return the most amount of production, 80% in the SEC. No team gets the most amount of talent back as the Mississippi State Bulldogs. They were also number 2. I thought this was interesting in the SEC in 10 plus yards per play, or 10 plus yards plays in the SEC last year, or as a whole, but just SEC as a conference. Bama was number 1. The offense worked. Will Rogers, year 3, you talked about, they've never won less than 9 games with a 3-year starter with Mike Leach. That's something to monitor. He hasn't won the Egg Bowl yet. He struggled winning the Apple Cup at Wazoo, and this one's last year was the year he should have done it at home. This year, Mississippi State should be better than Ole Miss, I think, but it's on the road. Georgia at home, like, yeah, that's great, but that's a tough draw. Like, you didn't want Georgia and Kentucky in the East this year. Those might be the 2 best East teams, depending on what happens with Tennessee. Like you said, Auburn at home. He also has a tradition of losing a stupid game. Like Mike Leach is going to drop one of Memphis, Arizona. I don't know which one he drops at Arizona or Memphis at home, but I think he drops one of them. And then at LSU, I'll give him a win. So I think they're 3-1 after September. Like you said, I think you have to get 1 in October. And I probably lean Arkansas at home, but we'll see. Just with their diverse play styles, and I don't think Arkansas wants to get in a shootout with Mississippi State. So then you're looking at what, 4-4 down the stretch there. I see 3-1. So I think 7-5 is where I'm at, but I think it's a really good 7-5. I think Mississippi State might be the best Big 12 team if you put them in the Big 12 this year. I just think it's just kind of unfortunate for them.
I could see it for sure, because I felt like, this is a good team, and I'm looking at 7-5. That's it? That's all I got. But it's a tough schedule. And then Ole Miss, I was kind of surprised where this this win total was. It's 7.5. I'm just not as high on Ole Miss as most people. But going through this schedule, so like we said with Auburn, just a tale of two halves. That's exactly what I have with Ole Miss. I think there's a legitimate chance that Ole Miss starts 7-0. And then 7-5. They start with Troy at UCA.